The world, as we all know, is shrinking. Technology has brought all of us together. But on the other hand, same technology has expanded the fashion industry like never before. It has created ample and diverse career opportunities for the people. Fashion designing gives a creative and aesthetic satisfaction to the fashion designers, while being well dressed brings about an increase in the personality and confidence of the customer. Between the two lies fashion merchandising, which makes the fashion designs created by the designers uh, easily approachable for the customers, and that too at a profit. So, hi and welcome everybody on Knowledge is One, where we are going to talk about fashion merchandising in this part 3 of Fashion Design and Merchandising series. In this session, we are going to talk about fashion merchandising. Fashion merchandising rights, these rights are not the legal rights. These rights are the things which have to be in order for merchandising to be profitable. The role of a fashion merchandiser in fashion industry, 3 levels of merchandising, concepts and requirements in fashion merchandising, and last is the major divisions which are there in fashion merchandising. These are some of the fields in fashion merchandising. It's a very diverse field and we have to talk about different aspects of fashion merchandising. But first, what is fashion merchandising? So fashion merchandising refers to the planning which is required to have the right merchandise at the right time, at the right place and at the right price, making use of the right sales promotion. If all these conditions are planned, one can achieve maximum profits, which is the aim behind any industrial or commercial organization. So the next is planning. This is fashion merchandising's first step. These are the rights which I was talking about. Right merchandise is required at the right time, right place and right price with sales promotions which are right. We'll talk about them in details. And the final objective here is to maximize the profits. That is why we'll start merchandising. Now, fashion merchandiser is a person obviously who does fashion merchandising. He or she is the one who facilitates the conversion of an inspiration or idea into a design, uses technology to conceptualize and address the planning, production, promotion and the distribution of the products in a fashion industry, and it also meets the demands and the needs of a consumer. So basically, fashion merchandiser takes over after the design has been made and does all the other things including planning, production, promotion and distribution till the final product reaches the consumer at a profit. Fashion industry today contributes 14% of the total industrial production of India and 8% of our total GDP. Now let us understand the 6 rights which are there. If all these are properly done, then the merchandising would be definitely profitable. The first is having the right merchandise. Retailers must fill their shelves with the merchandise that the customer wants. Obviously, if a customer does not want or does not need any product, it would not be there in the market. Market is to cater the demands of the customer. So the merchandise should be in accordance to the choice of the customer. Now it should be at the right place. The location of the merchandise is of prime importance since it decides the accessibility. Suppose your shop is in a location where nobody has any access, there is no road. Obviously you won't get any customers. Or you can also take an example of this showroom. If you have a look at the showroom, what idea do you get? What kind of a showroom is it? Obviously it is a high-end showroom, and the location of such a showroom needs to be at a place where the customers are ready to shell out this much money to buy the things they need at the right time. Much merchandise is seasonal in nature. We don't wear summer wear in winters and we don't use woolens in summer, especially in a country like India where all the seasons have different temperature and different requirements. So it is seasonal in nature and must be on hand when it is needed. So the product should be available in the market when needed. Especially if you see like we are going to have winters now. If it is winters, we need the woolens from the beginning of winters when the cotton clothes are not required, so they may be off the shelves in the right quantity. This means a profitable balance between the volume of sales and the amount of inventory. That is the volumes of which you have, the amount of things that you have and the amount of inventory. It should be equal. And if it is not equal, then if the inventory is high, then what will happen? Your profits would be low because much of your money would be blocked in maintaining the inventory. If the sales are high and you don't have enough of inventory, then you are going to lose on your profits. So all you need is to decide that how much inventory or how much things can you sell and buy accordingly. You need to have the right promotion techniques also. The right balance between investment and the appeal created for the customers ensures successful promotion. So how much money you are going to spend on promotion, it depends upon the money you are going to earn from the particular apparel. The right price, obviously you must be clear that it is very important. Merchandiser must arrive at a price that is high enough to give stores the profit and yet low enough to meet the competition and the customer's satisfaction. If the customer expectations and the competition is very high, then you won't be able to have high profit margin. If you maintain high profit margin, the customers would go over to somebody else who is given the same product at a lower price. And where you don't have any competition, if you remember the fashion cycle, we talked about the first stage when a fashion is introduced. You have very limited stuff and the people want to have that stuff at any price. So there you don't have any competition. The margins are high. You can sell the product at higher prices. I hope all these 6 rights which need to be in place are clear. Now we move over to the next one, that is the role of a fashion merchandiser. As you can see, the 4 major roles are first in manufacturing, then in buying, finally promotion, and the last step is selling. So we can all see that a fashion merchandiser is required at every step. In manufacturing, significant inputs are required for the manufacturer to decide upon what kind of fabric is going to be used. So a merchandiser needs to have a very strong understanding of the history and socio-cultural factors. If we are going to design for the Indian customer, we need to be sensitive towards the style of Indian dressing, their acceptability. This is very important, the historical background, and then apply the knowledge of fabric and clothing construction to have the best outcome. Then find the best way to manufacture the selected designer item. It is fine. Selected designer item, the cheapest and the best method to manufacture them so that the price can be competitive. And before deciding this technique, the prices have to be considered. And finally, it's very important to identify the target market. Who is going to be a customer? Is it going to be the high-end market or you are going to sell in the local market? This is to be decided when you are manufacturing the design. Then the next department is buying. Now, after the manufacturing has been decided, the person needs to buy the fashion items which are to be presented in a store. You have to decide, prioritize, and whatever is your budget, do the best planning. So for this you have to be aware for the target market. जैसा भी target market है, जो भी हमारे customers हैं, the fashion merchandiser needs to buy the products according to the will and needs of the people. very well versed in the fashion trend analysis and forecast. If you know the fashion analysis and forecast, you will be able to identify when a fashion is introduced, when the production should be more, people are going to buy more, and when they are going to discard it. It's going to be very helpful for predicting the amount to buy and the rates to sell. The ordering has to be accurate, otherwise profits would shrink. And if you're working with a designer, you need to have an expertise on textiles and fabrics so that you can give the best input which is required. The next step or the next department is the promotion. For this promoting, the people have to be very creative. When you go over to a market, then what do you see? Sometimes you go to the market not to buy anything, just to get a feel of the market, to pass your time. But even then, you look at a window, a show window, and feel like purchasing something. You go inside the shop and buy it. Why was it? Why did you go inside? Because something you felt was very creative, very interesting, which you wanted to explore. So promotion, it basically converts the casual shoppers into the final shop customers. Okay, so for that, the person has to have very strong visual merchandising, how you present your products, and promote the designer items per fashion shows, or making use of mannequins, thinking about creative ways of exploring, promoting the product. Creations should have visual effects which are exaggerated. Many a times in Christmas or at other festivals, you find very exaggerated and different kind of presentations. The reason is to capture the attention of potential buyers and convert them into actual buyers. For that, you have to seek the target market which is there for the designer clothing. For example, if you are selling children's clothes, the population out there should have children. If you have a department store, the people should be willing to shell out extra. If it is a discount store or a retailer store, it would also need to keep the products which are saleable in the market. Finally comes the selling. The purpose here is to sell fashion items to the stores, and these stores will next sell those items to the consumers. Here you need to have a forecast of the market trends. जो trends आने वाले हैं उनकी purchase ज़्यादा करनी है, and the ones which are outgoing, you have to decide at what lowest price can you sell them. Recommend items for production, what next should be produced. This production you have to tell to the manufacturing team. The creativity for display of items in the store, so that I already told you, जो customer नहीं भी खरीदना चाहता है वो भी एक बार देखने के लिए आए और finally खरीद ले. If such a person, merchandiser, is working in a retail store, the responsibilities include to buy and present the fashion items within the store. So in case it's a small store, one single person can manage all the different departments which are there. Okay. Now we come to the 3 levels of merchandising. The first is retail organization merchandising, which would, as the name implies, deal with the retail selling. The next is buying agency merchandising. Again, it's very clear, which caters to the demands of the buyers. And finally, you have the export house merchandising, which deals with the exporters and the people who are going to import the products which we are manufacturing. First, we start with retail organization merchandising. It is a specialized management function within the fashion industry. So when you are talking about the different management areas within the fashion industry, it is retail organization. It moves the fashion world from the designer showroom to the retail sales floor, and finally into the hands of the customer. For example, this is a retail store. The first step would be when all these apparel were made. So the first step is manufacturing. तो ये manufacture हुए, then it comes over to the retailer, और finally ये कहाँ पर जाएगा? Customer पर. But it is within the same fashion industry. Industry एक ही है. So this is retail organization merchandising. It is achieved by the internal planning that take place within a retail organization. If it is a retail organization, यही तो decide करेगा कि हमें क्या सामान खरीदना है. और क्या सामान हमें कितने में बेचना है. सो अगर ये एक ही इंडस्ट्री के अंदर है तो फिर इट इज रिटेल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मर्चेंडाइजिंग. नेक्स्ट इज इट इंश्योर्स दैट एडिक्वेट अमाउंट ऑफ मर्चेंडाइज आर ऑन हैंड. तो अगर खत्म हो रहा है यू हैव टू प्लेस मोर ऑर्डर्स. अगर inventory is more, then you have to sell them at a lower price. It is sold at prices that the consumers are willing to pay. This is very important. Consumers are willing to pay, and also to ensure a profitable operation. So this was the first one, retail organization merchandising. Next is buying agency merchandising. It includes the responsibility of a buying agent, which is to identify the vendors first thing, then to negotiate the costs, check in process quality, how is the quality, does it actually worth the cost, and perform pre-shipment quality inspections so that finally you are assured that whatever you are shipping is as per the requirements of the buyer. They keep a regular control over quality during the production process. They have to keep an eye on the production process right from the beginning till the pre-shipment quality inspection. It provides services for goods buying consultancy. So if you have to buy, you can always get in touch with the buying agency merchandising. Buying agency acts as a procurement office for the buyers. If you have a large scale order, you can contact the buying agents, and buying agents would procure it from the manufacturers. Selling through buying agencies is profitable for the exporters, especially because it saves the time. You don't have to go to 10 manufacturers. तो अलग अलग जाने से better है that you just contact a buying agency. It will do the buying as per your requirement and give you the supply. Finally, you have the export house merchandising. These are of two kinds, that is the buyer merchandise and the production merchandise, जो हमने दोनों जगह पढ़े थे, but here it is export house. The buyer merchandisers ensure that the product is developed as per the requirements of the buyer. So here the product has to be developed as per the requirements of the buyer. They are also responsible of sourcing and sampling. कहाँ से आपने source किया, then you prepare the samples. The samples are approved by the customer. They have communication with the buyer. They are in touch with the buyer and they satisfy all the requirements of the buyer. Then is the production merchants. They are the link between the production and the buyer. अब आप मानो कि यहाँ पर the production is going on. These are the buyers who are in some other country. It's not India. It could be anywhere in the world. Do you think that they will be able to come here and meet all the producers? 1, 2, 3, so many of them. So in between you have the merchandiser. These buyers, they contact these merchandisers and they talk to the production houses. So they are responsible for ensuring that the production is according to the schedule and also the requirements of the buyer are met. So they are responsible for the production part, that it is okay and the requirements of the buyer are fulfilled. अब इसमें sourcing कहाँ से है, sampling, is it okay, ये कौन डिसाइड करेगा? फाइनली द बायर मर्चेंडाइजर्स, इसके जो मर्चेंडाइजर्स होंगे. और अगर इन दोनों के अलग अलग हैं, सो दीज टू मर्चेंडाइजर्स विल मीट ईच अदर. ये प्रोडक्शन देखेगा एंड दिस विल डील विद द रिक्वायरमेंट्स ऑफ द बायर. Then we come to the major divisions or the departments in the fashion industry. The first is merchandising division, which deals with the buying of merchandise, planning and control, selling and the fashion coordination. This is all dealt with the merchandising division. Then is the sales and promotion division. यहाँ पर जब आपका merchandise is planned, then you have the advertising, visual merchandising. Nowadays, visual merchandising is of great importance. Special events, planning out special events. It could be online, they could be fashion shows, events, etc. The publicity, the various modes of publicity, maintaining of public relations with the exporters, buyers, production houses, etc. Then you have the finance and control division, which deals obviously with the credit you take, the amount of debt, अकाउंट पेबल एंड द इन्वेंट्री कंट्रोल. कितने पेमेंट्स हैं, कितना है, कितना सामान है, हाउ मच मोर यू नीड टू बाय. This is done by the finance and control division. The fourth department is the operation department, which deals with the maintenance of facilities. This is not a small department. बहुत सारे लोगों को involve करते हैं. The store and merchandise protection, the personnel which are working there, customer service, receiving, marketing of merchandise. So this is very important. अगर operations नहीं होंगे तो आपका जो store है it would not function as per the potential. Next, you have the personal and branch store division, which it is a function separately if the store operations are very large. Otherwise, personal and branch store division is merged with the operational division. But if it is very large, the same division will not be able to look after the maintenance of whole of the production house, and at the same time about the maintenance of the human resources or the personnel employed in the firm. I hope whatever we have done about fashion merchandising is clear. The role of fashion merchandiser in the industry is clear, and you would be able to appreciate what an important role a fashion merchandiser plays. So thank you for watching. If you have liked it, do give me a thumbs up, share and subscribe it in your friends, and give your comments whether it is for good or for any other improvement or suggestions which you have. And see you in the next video. Bye bye. Don't forget to press the notification bell for all